What's up, y'all? It's your girl Chanel from Complex Simplicity. I just got finished watching The Real Housewives of New York's Reunion Part 3. I'm laid out on the couch, comfortable how I like to be. um, so the reunion part 3 didn't disappoint again. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm all about the drama because I'm really not. I love for women to be able to hash out their issues with one another in diplomatic ways where it doesn't get crazy and out of hand. And I feel like part 3, they were able to do that. I think that emotions were a lot more heightened in part 1 and 2. I think the only person that might have had kind of a slight meltdown was Sonia. And I absolutely, felt her and understood where she was coming from because out of all of the ladies on the cast, I feel like Sonia's feelings are the most dismissed, which I don't think is cool. At the end of the day, if y'all are all friends like y'all say y'all are, I think that everybody's concern should be heard and taken into account. Sonia, she felt like when it came to Dorinda, that Dorinda excluding her, really hurt her feelings. Dorinda's whole plight was, no, I was trying to help you. I was trying to save you. You didn't miss anything. It was a lot of drama in the Berkshires, but I also I get both sides, put it that way. I'll be honest. I've, at times made the decision to not invite certain friends to certain things I might have had because I either felt like the chemistry wouldn't have fully been there with the whole group of people, or if there was a susceptibility for drama to ensue, I might have said, let me opt out from inviting this person. So I get what Dorinda was talking about. However, I also get the other side because I know what it feels like to be not invited or included in things, in social things and gatherings. And so, I can understand both sides. And so, but I still feel like, Sonia's feelings should have been taken into account when she was expressing her feelings being hurt, about not being invited to the Berkshires. It was the holidays. Her daughter was with her father, and she pretty much was alone. And so I can get that. And then they're all filming and this is on TV. So I definitely, get where she was coming from. And I also get where Dorinda was coming from. And I was surprised because Dorinda normally seems to be the motherly one to want to fix things and all that jazz. But I was kind of surprised at her reaction to Sonia. Everything is, and I stand behind what I did. And I get that. I can appreciate a woman who owns her stuff, but I think that at that point, what Sonia needed to hear was just, what, Sonia, I apologize. Those weren't my intentions. I thought that I was protecting you, I didn't want you to have any issues and want to drink and this, that, and the third, which also confuses me because then if they're accusing Dorinda of using cocaine, recreationally, who is she to kind of determine whether someone should be a part of something because of them tending to drink alcohol? I don't know. But anyway, Bethany definitely, was Bethany. And, you see her in the mode of being very defensive at times. And, like I said before, she can be very harsh with her words, and that I'm hoping that's something that she's willing to get better with. I know, like I said, I've said a few times, I'm often told that I'm harsh, even though I don't think I'm harsh like that. But I've been told that I'm harsh, and that's something that I do try to work on because at the end of the day, I'm not about going around and just purposely offending people. You know what I'm saying? However, sometimes I do feel like, when I want to get serious and now I'm ready for you to hear what I have to say, or I'm drawing that line for you, people have a problem with that because it's like, nobody wants to be told about themselves or told the truth about certain situations. And sometimes I feel like people can wrap that up and make it seem like it's harsh, it's rude, it's this, it's that, when that's easy to deflect the core of the issue, which was, what you did, and I'm calling you on what you did. But also just being able to sit back and watch it. And, I get that that's how Bethany is. She calls people on their stuff, but at the same time, I do see that you can There is a way where you can go overboard with it, which, shouldn't be the intention. Her calling Dorinda the village idiot, that's a bit harsh, I have to be honest. From one harsh person to another, calling someone a village idiot, that's real. And so once it gets to the point of like saying and calling each other names and stuff like that, I think that's a very slippery slope to be on, because oftentimes we will not understand what the point is, what the content is, what the message is. We're going to be so caught up on a delivery. I remember I had a superior that I used to work with, very brilliant, smart woman. She was well versed in the social work field. She knew her stuff, like legit. And however, she was very, very critical, judgmental, and she would talk to people all kinds of crazy. And a lot of times it was hard to get what the teachable moment was and what she was saying, because her delivery was all wrong. It's just like, your reaction is, yo, who the heck does she think she's talking to? Like, don't talk to me like that kind of thing. I was able to see how that's not effective. So, being rude or being too harsh and flat out disrespecting people, which is so uncool, it's pointless, because at the end of the day, whatever you're trying to relay, convey, or show, or teach, or whatever, they're not going to hear you out, because they're caught up in how you're saying what you're saying. And, I think we as humans, especially women at times, probably don't always realize our delivery. As well as those that we watch on TV. They're humans, and they probably don't realize that they come off real crazy with one another, and how is the person going to really hear what it is you're trying to say, or whatever concerns you're trying to share, when all they could hear is you just being disrespectful and talking to them real greasy. So I'm glad they were able to end things pretty solid and making up, so to speak. That's always good, to be able to end these exhausting and dramatic reunion shows on a good note, on a calm note. So that was good. I wish that Carol would have been more vocal. I feel like during the season, she's a little lost in the sauce. And I also feel like during the reunion, she's a little lost in the sauce, and I don't know that I believe that Bethany influences her to the point where she's not her own person. However, Bethany does have a big and bold personality, which maybe does kind of overshadow her at times, But hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more of Carol's story, other than the boyfriend piece. We know the writing, she's an author, but like, what else is going on in your life? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm trying to think of anyone else. Jules, she was pretty quiet this part of the reunion. But yeah, so, I'm kind of sad for the show to be over. I'll have to wait for however many months before they start, refilming and airing again. Like I've said before, New York Housewives is actually one of my favorite of all of the franchise. And, I guess it'll be gearing up for Atlanta, gearing up for Beverly Hills, which is one of my other favorites. To be honest with you, everybody would assume that Atlanta Housewives is one of my favorites, probably because I'm a Black woman. But to be honest with you, the OC and the Orange County, Real Housewives of Orange County, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of New York City, those are actually my favorite ones, to be honest with you. Don't ask me why. Maybe I'm just intrigued by women who are outside of my culture. Maybe I'm intrigued by wealthy people. Maybe I'm intrigued by just, with the exception of the New York City, those that live in the West Side or in Cali. I don't know. Atlanta's cool. I watch it. Don't get me wrong, but it's not my favorite. Jersey, I watch it sometimes. It's definitely not one of my favorites. I don't know. I'm funny like that. For me, it's the OC, Beverly Hills, and New York that keep me like tuning in heavy. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was consistent. I did blogs about the other two. Part 1 and part 2 of the reunion. So I wanted to make sure that I hit you with the last one. And so those were my thoughts. Feel free to comment under the YouTube channel. comments, feel free to comment under, or you can email me. Like I always say, on my website, there's a contact section. You can hit that little button and you can always email me. I welcome your thoughts. Just as long as we're respectful, I welcome it all. Happy Wednesday. We're approaching the weekend. Yay. And so I hope you guys have a good end of the week. And until next time, good night.